Welcome back to our second session of computer class, that is web browser. In our previous session, we have learned about what is a web browser, what are the different types of web browsers, steps to open any browser window, and contents of any browser window. In today's session, we will learn about a website, a web page, URL, home page, hyperlinks. After today's session, you will be able to differentiate between website and web page. You will know the meaning of the word URL and a secure URL. You will be able to answer about hyperlink and home page. You will be able to differentiate between browser and a search engine. Now let's begin. Our first topic for today is what is a website. A website is a collection of web pages. It can be documents accessible via World Wide Web on the internet. Websites are usually written in HTML and are accessed using special software called web browsers. I hope you all remember what web browsers are. Now, our next question is, what is a web page? A web page is a specific collection of information provided by a website and displayed to a user in a web browser. A website typically consists of many web pages linked together. Web pages are what make up the World Wide Web, and these documents are written in HTML, that is Hypertext Markup Language, and are translated by your web browser. Now, what is a URL? URL is basically a unique address of any web page. For example, if you will visit your school website, that is http balbhavan.ac.in, you will click on any of the hyperlink or any of the tab given over there. It will redirect you to a different window, to a different page, and that page will have a unique address. That unique address is known as URL, which stands for Uniform Resource Locator. A URL is the address of a specific file or specific web page on the internet. Here, for example, I am giving you an example of your school website. Here I have used google.com. So let's have a look at google.com only. HTTP is a prefix of any URL which specifies the protocol used to access the location. www is the subdomain, and here Google is a server name or IP address of that server, a domain name. Then last is the top level domain. It can be .com, sometimes we use .co.in, sometimes we use .ac.in. So domain and top level domain can change. And every website, every URL might have a different domain name and top level domain name. Next is home page. Now, what is a home page? A home page is the first page or screen you see when you visit or browse any website. A home page is a web page that serves as the starting point of any website. It is the default page that loads when you visit any web address and contains a domain name. For example, if you will visit your school website, that is balbhavan.ac.in, all the information, all the things of Balbhavan school will be displayed on home page. Now, next is hyperlink. What is hyperlink? Hyperlink is a word, a phrase, or an image that you can click on to jump to a new document or a new section within the same document. Hyperlinks are found in nearly all web pages or websites. It allows users to click their way from page to page. That means it will allow you to move from one page to another page. Text hyperlinks are often blue in color and are underlined, usually underlined. When you move the cursor, the mouse cursor over a hyperlink or text or image, that arrow turns into a small hand pointing at the link. Now when you click it, a new page will open in the same page or in a new window. Hyperlinks often are referred to as links in common web pages. Now let's have a look at the activity task. This is your home task which you have to complete. What you are going to do? You are going to visit the school address, school website address it is. Just type this address, website address in the address bar of your browser window. You will look at all the tabs having hyperlink inserted in it. How you are going to find where is hyperlink inserted? You will place your mouse cursor over the tab and that mouse cursor will change into a small pointing hand. Now what you have to do is you have to make a note of what all tabs or hyperlinks are there on your school home page. Secondly, what you are going to do? You are going to write down the points or the things which are available on the home page of our school website. This is your today's task. Now, next is, what is the difference between a web page and a website? Today we have learned what a website is and we have learned what a web page is. But what is the main difference between the two? The difference between a website and a web page is that a website is a collection of web pages, whereas web page is a single page with information on a subject, and web page is a smaller part of a larger website. It usually contains specific information. For example, if website is a book, then web page would be a chapter in that book. I hope it is clear to each and every one of you. Now next is a difference between a browser and a search engine. Now what is a browser? Browser is a software which helps you to access the internet, right? And a search engine, it allows you to search or to browse through that web browser through the internet. You have to use a browser to get to a search engine. Now, what is a browser? Google Chrome is a browser. Mozilla Firefox is a browser. Internet Explorer is a browser. But what are search engines? Google is a search engine. Yahoo is a search engine. Ask.com is a search engine. I hope all these contents are clear to you. And I hope you all will be able to finish the task which I have given to you today. So, we'll meet in the next session. I am going to share the written material for this chapter in your class groups. Thank you.